Good evening. You're not a problem at all. On behalf of Millsaps College and our Alumni Association, it's my privilege to welcome everyone to this evening's Spring Alumni Honors Award. My name is Marty Smith. I'm the Vice President of Institutional Advancement. I hope that many of you, if not all of you, have had the opportunity to attend a variety of things this weekend as part of our Spring Alumni Weekend. It's been a full week and a lot of fun, from a panel discussion on Thursday night to Broadway karaoke last night. And I see many faces that were there, and I'm pleased that you made it here tonight because it was a little iffy, I think, last night when I left, but a real fun night for sure. Tonight is one of the premier events for us at Millsaps College because it's an opportunity for us to recognize alumni that have done incredible things, and they represent Millsaps College in such a fantastic way. So it's a fun event for us tonight, but it's also a really wonderful event as the institution really gets to recognize three fantastic alumni who have committed themselves to service, to philanthropy, and to a life of service. And we just are so honored to do that. That's my job. I want to hand it over now to Joy Parikh, who is our Assistant Director of Alumni and Parent Relations, to begin this evening. So welcome again. Thank you for being here.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Joy Parikh, a 1998 Millsaps graduate, and I'm happy to welcome so many alumni and friends of the college who have joined us for the award ceremony. I appreciate all of you being here tonight to help honor three individuals who have distinguished themselves in their fields, and in doing so, have honored Millsaps College. We'll begin tonight by presenting the Livesey Award. The Livesey Award honors the spirit of commitment in which Jim Livesey served the college as an alumnus and as a member of the college administration. Upon his retirement in 1987, a group of alumni established the Jim Livesey Service Award to honor him. This award is given each year to an individual who exhibits a spirit of volunteerism, leadership, and dedication to Millsaps. I'd like to welcome alumnus Dr. Eric Milroy to present this year's Livesey Award. Eric is a 2005 Millsaps graduate, and he's also the husband of honoree Rebecca Milroy. Eric?
Thank you, Joy. Thank you. As Joy said, my name is Eric Milroy, but I think more people know me here as Rebecca's husband. So, and I'm here to present introduce Rebecca. Rebecca grew up in Tupelo, Mississippi. She got her bachelor's in psychology at Millsaps in 2003, and then completed a master's and a PhD in counseling at Mississippi State University. Rebecca and I live in Madison, Mississippi, with our amazing daughter, Lolita. Rebecca has many hats, both personally and professionally. She has 3 jobs. She's a professor for Lamar University. She's the school counselor at St. Anthony's Catholic School, and she practices private practice at Mindful Therapy. She's also involved in the Junior League of Jackson. She plays tennis in an adult tennis league, and she is an amazing wife, mother, and friend. I met Rebecca almost 23 years ago in 2001. We met at a study session at the SAE house, and she said that my excellent sense of humor is what made a first impression on her. So, due to that, I've spent the last 20 plus years making sure she only hangs out with guys like Brad Lokitz and Ricky James, who, despite being amazing, wonderful guys, have never heard a dad joke that they didn't think wasn't worth repeating. But Rebecca's more than just an astute judge of comedic talent. She's also a person who has an immensely strong dedication and loyalty to the people and institutions she loves and cherishes. And she loves Millsaps. So whether it was helping to reinvigorate the Golden Triangle Alumni Association, serving an extra long term as the Alumni Board President during COVID, or just making sure that people show up to alumni events, Rebecca has always been ready to give and support Millsaps because it has given us so much. Rebecca wants Millsaps to be the best Millsaps it can be, to make sure the next generation of students not only get a world-class education, but get to meet their next Dr. Freeze. They get to meet their Elizabeth Lutz or Rachel Falgout. And if they're lucky, they get to meet a goofy redhead at an SAVE event that definitely wasn't a party. So, Bika, congratulations on this well-deserved award. I'm so proud of you, and it is my greatest privilege in life to be known as Rebecca's husband. Please come and accept your award.
Thank you, Eric. I'm very comfortable crying, so just strap in. Thank you all. Thank you, Joy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, my friends and family, for being here. I didn't realize the value of a Millsaps education until I was removed from it. As I was reflecting about this award, and the reason I put the effort in that I did, truly about every aspect of my life I owe to Millsaps. My parents gave me the greatest gift by sending me to Millsaps. A few years ago, while I was cleaning out my desk in my old room, I found a copy of my application. My parents were making a total of $30,000 at the time. Though I had scholarships, I had no idea the sacrifices they made to make this possible. Education has always been a priority for them and our family, even when I didn't always make it one. I always knew it was valued, so I want to give my first, most heartfelt thank you to them. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for the gift you gave me. I know while I was here, I wasn't always grateful. I'm thankful for the power of reflection to look back and recognize that and to appreciate where I am because of you. I remember coming to Millsaps with my father and us sitting in the financial aid office. He said to them, "There must be some more scholarships out there, find them." Dropping me off my freshman year, I can't imagine what it would be like leaving a piece of your heart in a place 3 hours away. In my excitement of being in college, I don't know that I truly took in what that moment would mean. I don't know that any 18-year-old does. In that moment, my life would change forever. Coming to Millsaps opened up a world for me through my professors, working for Dr. Freeze for 4 years, all 4 years. My professors, all the classes and experiences, and most importantly, the relationships I made while there and after. Millsaps taught me to be curious and to reflect and to listen. All these tools are important traits as a counselor. As I say this, I look into the crowd. I can't look into the crowd right now, but I want to. And I see so many of my people. Not only my people, but my person. And together we have our number one person. When I look into the crowd, I told y'all to strap in. That's not just my friends, but these are the people, these people are here, and those who couldn't be here, they're my family. That was created. That's what Millsaps does. It's the beauty of it. No matter when we graduated, we're automatically connected. Going to Millsaps didn't change me. It helped me enhance my journey to discover who I am. It placed and blessed me with these people along this path. This award is really about them. So my next thank you is to them. My togetherness family is truly the family created 20 plus years ago. The Locusts drove all the way from Knoxville to be here. I made a slideshow for our last togetherness trip, and we did a lot of life together. We were in each other's weddings, held each other's babies, have deep discussions in true Millsap style. Nothing is ever surface level. Our children are friends, and I hope they learn that through us, that friendship like this is something unique and incredibly special. We have our friends that we made and reunited with in Jackson. Some of these friendships have also been around 20 plus years. With my group of girlfriends, we sometimes talk about how we wish we had taken advantage of the time we had at Millsaps. But Anna always reminds us it wouldn't have been the same as it is now. I don't always believe her, especially when I realize that we were living right down the road from each other during grad school in Starkville and didn't know it. Some of you know very well I didn't always make friends in my service to Millsaps, so thank you, Joy and Leanne and Susan and Liza for putting up with me for so long. I am grateful for your patience, and I would do it over and over again, because my people are everything. And Millsaps brought them into my life one way or another. And finally, but by no means the least, I thank Eric and Lalitha. Putting the time and effort into Millsaps also meant taking away time from them. There was never a question of that for them. Eric has been my best friend for 21 years. We have grown together, cheered each other on, maybe longer than 23 years. He and Lalitha were and are my biggest cheerleaders. If not for Millsaps, I wouldn't have them. They are my everything. So thank you to my heart and soul. I realize I'm biased, but I don't know any other place that could have an impact like Millsaps does and continues to have. I am thankful for my professors, Catherine Fries, and their ability to challenge me to think in a different way. And the classes which simply seem like fun, but actually enhance my love of learning in a subtle way, probably because IDS had the best classes. The life lessons and concepts I learned, I went in thinking I knew everything and realizing I knew nothing. Being here with the people who are in my life and out of my life, the experiences I had, learning that it was okay to be me because there were people who encouraged me to be that. Every moment was a chance, an opportunity to grow and gain more knowledge about myself and the world around me. So thank you, Millsaps, for truly everything.
Congratulations again, Rebecca. I didn't realize that I was going to need tissue tonight. I should have anticipated that. Okay. Our second award tonight is the Outstanding Young Alumnus Award, which is presented annually to an individual who has graduated within the past 15 years and has excelled in their profession and in service to the broader community. I'd like to welcome Dr. Blakely Fender to present this award. Dr. Fender is the Associate Dean of the L School of Management and Professor of Economics. Blakely?
And I'm a 1992 alum of the college as well. Yeah, so I'm glad to be here with all you guys. So I'm honored to introduce our Young Alumnus of the Year, Alex Lawson. We're super proud that Alex is a two-time graduate of the L School. He earned a BBA in Business Administration in 2013, focusing on finance, and also minored in economics and psychology. I was glad to have him in some econ classes. Then he swiftly completed his MBA in 2014. Since then, Alex has been a whirlwind of activity, and I can only touch on a few of his impressive accomplishments today. Currently, Alex serves as the Senior Vice President for Strategic Initiatives at Hope Enterprise Corporation. an organization dedicated to enhancing life in economically challenged regions of the Deep South. At Hope, Alex plays a pivotal role in bridging critical opportunity gaps in essential areas such as home ownership, education, healthcare, and financial services. While we explore these issues in our classrooms, Alex is out there in the real world, implementing innovative strategies that are truly transforming lives. His work not only extends, but actively applies our academic discussions to real-world scenarios, making a tangible difference in the communities Hope serves. Alex's commitment to our community doesn't stop there, though. He plays another critical role right here in Jackson. As the current chairman of the Jackson Redevelopment Authority Board of Commissioners, Alex is at the forefront of revitalizing the capital city's overlooked areas. His leadership in this urban renewal agency, along with his involvement on the boards of Mississippi Votes, the Mississippi Food Justice Collaborative, and the Murley and Medgar Evers Institute, earned Alex the title of Hometown Hero by the Jackson tourism industry last year. It's clear that Alex doesn't just excel in his career, he is genuinely dedicated to uplifting those around him. On top of all of that, Alex continues to contribute to Millsaps in meaningful ways, a habit that I'm thrilled he developed as an undergraduate student. In fact, Alex was named Millsap's Most Distinguished Man back in 2013. The L School has sought Alex's expertise a great deal recently, and we are immensely grateful that his response is always a resounding yes. Just a few days ago, Alex participated in an alumni speed networking event for our Pathways students. He also recently talked career paths with Dr. Penny Prenshaw's marketing class and met with our Elseworks entrepreneurship team about a real estate development project in downtown Jackson. Coaching and mentoring our students is one of the most significant contributions an alumnus can make, and Alex has become an exceptional role model through his ability to connect with the students, understand their aspirations, and offer practical advice. Alex, I'm so happy that you showed up in my labor econ class way back in the spring of 2012, room 204, Murrah Hall, top left-hand corner. And I'm honored that I've had a bird's eye view of your stellar career since then. Congratulations on being named Millsaps 2024 Young Alumnus of the Year.
Thank you. Dr. Fender made me sound really good. In true millennial fashion, I have some words on my phone. But want to start with just a brief story. So I found out about the greatness of Millsaps at a Barnes & Noble when a young admissions counselor approached me and somehow convinced this then high school senior to talk for 3 hours about the school in Jackson, Mississippi. And she just kept saying, just come see it, just come see it. So I did, and I immediately fell in love with the place. And not only I did, but my parents who came with me, I asked my dad to document it, to take videos of it. He came back with tons of footage of squirrels. And he was just so tickled by how many squirrels were on this campus, and I was too. But I eventually traded that fascination with the squirrels for the love of the people who were on campus, who immediately embraced me. They made me feel at home. I felt seen. And I was seeing all types of stuff I had never seen before. For the first time, I was at a place where being nerdy was at least sort of cool. And I had professors who helped me see a bunch of things too. In fact, it was at Millsaps where I learned the process of seeing, literally. My psychology professor, Dr. Lee, taught us how visual perception actually starts in the eye, but about 80% of the image that's processed comes from other parts of your brain that are actually tied to memory. So, and to put it simply, basically about 80% of what we see is based off of what we've already seen. And that was, my pattern-seeking brain just couldn't stop at that fact. Like, that's a big deal. That's amazing, right? But if that's true for visual perception, what else is it true for? And that answer sort of smacked me in the face at an MLK Day play and serve when we had students from Brown Elementary who came onto campus. We played games with them in the hack. We also engaged them in conversations. And I remember vividly one student saying he wanted to be a manager for McDade's, the local grocery store, when he grew up, because the only man in his life who had a meaningful or a steady job was his uncle, who was a grocery bagger. And I saw firsthand how what he had seen was greatly influencing what he could see for his future. So what in the world does that have to do with my business degree? Well, I had great professors like Dr. Fender who bridged the esoterica of their lessons with real-world implications. And when I look back, that's why I realized I could not find fulfillment in any job without also finding a direct connection to the good in the world that job could do. So that's why I do what I do now, help people see beyond their current situations. And beyond just those anecdotal situations, there's economic research that shows that neighborhoods like the one that I went to kindergarten in have an economic mobility rate of 1.2%. That's South Jackson. To put it simply, if you grow up poor in those neighborhoods and you don't move from that neighborhood, there's a nearly 99% chance you will not climb the economic ladder and achieve the American dream that we're all promised to have in America. However, we don't have to just accept that, and I am grateful to be surrounded by so many folks who get that. And having access to affordable capital is critical to buying a home, to starting a business, to having access to healthy food, to building up your property value so your schools can have higher funding levels. And we don't have to just wait forever for someone to come in and do it. We can do that now. There's stuff that all of us can do, even in a business career. You can take, for example, the work that we're doing at the Jackson Redevelopment Authority, where we're taking these financial tools that are controlled by the local government and building the capacity of local developers to revitalize their own communities. We're giving them the skills they need, the access to the funding they need, the connections they need. You can also take my colleagues, some of whom are in the room, who are doing work around food justice, who are changing the nature of the way that philanthropy engages with nonprofits in the state. These are all things that we can do now in our own seats. That's the role that all of us can play. And if Millsaps taught me anything, it is that we have the responsibility, in the words of John Wesley, to do all the good we can by all the means we can, in all the ways we can, in all the places we can, at all the times we can, to all the people we can, as long as ever we can. So thank you to Millsaps for being a huge part of instilling that in me. Thank you so much to the Alumni Relations Office and everyone involved in awarding this to me. And thank you, Dr. Fendi, for your incredible remarks. Thank you to amazing friends who are in the room celebrating this moment with me. I really appreciate all of you and will always cherish this. Thank you.
Our final award tonight is the Distinguished Alumnus Award. This is the highest honor awarded to an alum by the Institutional Advancement Office and the Alumni Association. This award is presented annually to an individual who has distinguished themselves in 3 distinct areas. Tonight's recipient has achieved excellence in his profession, has made outstanding contributions and service to society, and has brought distinction to himself, to his profession, and to his alma mater. I'd like to welcome the Reverend Dr. Joe Reif to present this award. Reverend Reif is a member of the class of '76 and a dedicated member of the Board of Trustees. Joe?
There used to be a plaque outside the cafeteria entrance that listed the winners of the Distinguished Alumnus Award. As a faculty child in the 60s and as a Millsaps student in the 70s, I used to read those names with some interest. But I never imagined that I would one day be introducing a winner. So it's a wonderful privilege to present Ward Emling as this year's Distinguished Alumnus. I've known him since 1966, and he and I were together here as proud members of the Millsaps class of 1976. Ward's first big theatrical role was at Murrah in the spring of 1972 when he played the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. I was in the chorus for that show, and so I can say I was there from the beginning and can testify that he did and does have a brain. Millsaps excels at recognizing gifts and nurturing them. Our faculty and others have always believed in students and given them opportunities to blossom. Lance Goss was a master at that, and he saw Ward's talent and potential immediately. I am sure Lance is smiling today. One of Ward's homes at Millsaps was in the theater, which at that time was in this space and back that way. He played various supporting and leading roles, including a great performance as Hamlet in the spring of 1975. And Ward was also manager of the football team, which shows to me his multifaceted character. He performs brilliantly on stage and in front of the camera, but he also has amazing gifts for working behind the scenes, and he understands that the things worth doing in this life turn out well because of the combined efforts of many people playing different roles. Some clearly seen, others not seen, but still crucial to the pursuit of excellence. After Millsaps, Ward spent 2 years in the world-class theater program at London's Guildhall School, and then found ways to reside and thrive in theater, as well as TV and films. I remember seeing him on TV in the first episode of The Mississippi, starring Ralph Waite in 1983. But then after I left Jackson, my family watched Our House, a TV series starring Wilford Brimley. One night in January 1988, the episode had just started, and my wife and daughters were in the kitchen. Brimley's character gets mugged, and so he's gone to the ER to get taken care of. I looked at the attending doctor on the screen and called out, "Betty, come here, that's Ward Emling." His IMDb.com page says that he has acted in many movies and TV shows, but he also served as location manager for several films and co-producer for one. Now there's that behind-the-scenes side of Mr. Emling again, shown most clearly in his work as the director of the Mississippi Film Office for 30 years. He guided the creation in Mississippi of more than 300 television, feature, and documentary productions. Ward didn't stop acting. He played Hamlet in a community theater production, and last year I got to see his magnificent performance as King Lear in Smith Park. Since the 1970s, Ward has devoted his life to the care and development of the world of stage and screen, and it was never just about him. He understood he was involved in something much greater than himself. He learned that partly from Lance, but it also testifies to Ward's own insight and stellar character. He has given back to Millsaps, too, He was a member of the college's inaugural Board of Visitors, and he recently appeared in the Show Your Love for Millsaps promotional video touting the 70s as the best decade. And if you saw that video, you know that Ward's pitch was better than all of the other ones. He never misses a chance to tell people how important Millsaps is to him. When I read those names on that plaque decades ago, I didn't think about who of my generation might someday be listed there. But when I consider that large cohort that haunted this place 50 years ago, Ward seems an obvious choice. Because those of us, when those of us who were here then consider the Millsaps excellence of the 70s, Ward is Exhibit A. We proudly point to him. Why do we give alumni awards and put the names of the winners on plaques for all to see? Millsaps College has always had a profound impact on the lives of their students. It changes their lives. And the corollary to that claim is that Millsaps students and alumni change the world. We celebrate both with our honoree today. So I give you Edward Langhoff Emling Jr., known and loved by us all as Ward, the 2024 Millsaps College Distinguished Alumnus.
Well, this holy smoke. Thank you, Joe. Dr. Joseph Tillman Reif, Professor Emeritus, I might add. I'm going to put this on the ground. Do you need this? Wow. You know, if I cry, they'll just say, actor, is what I'll get. You know, man, I'm stuck now. You know, this award sort of ruins my resume. Actor, film guy, bureaucrat, 2024 distinguished alumnus of Millsaps College. It's sort of like that song on Sesame Street. One of these things is not like the other. But I am happy and thankful and honored. When Joy called, I was just leaving a rehearsal at New Stage, and I said, well, I'm glad I'm sitting down and alone. Because it was, and it still is, overwhelming on so many levels. I want to recognize my brother John, who's married to a Millsaps alum, my sister Mary Jane, who is a Millsaps alum and a Millsaps player. My sister Lee couldn't be here. She's an MC alum. I told her it'd be okay, she could come, but it's an honor to share this evening with Alex and Robika. Y'all are doing such great and important work. The legacy and the reputation of our alma mater is solid in your most capable hands and lives, and I thank you both. And I want to thank Sam Sparks, he's here, and everyone involved for this weekend's great celebration of the Millsaps players. Over the years, many of those players went on to entertainment industry careers, but most of them went on to other careers all across the country and around the world. And many of them took the excitement of the theater with them. got involved in community theaters and arts programs and cultural organizations, spreading the word about the irreplaceable impact of the arts in our lives, our communities, our civilization. That is the invaluable legacy of the Millsaps players, and I thank you, Sam, and everybody else, all you guys that were part of this great weekend and have been a part of the Millsaps players over the years. Before I even got here, this is really loud, you know. Holy smoke. We'll figure it out. Just back away. You would think that I would know how to do that. Before I even got here, is that better? In 1972, my life was being shaped by Millsaps. As a senior at Murrah, I was cast in a small part in The Wizard of Oz by Barry Plunkett, class of 1970. And as the story goes, on the Tuesday before we opened the play, the Scarecrow, a future Millsaps graduate, twisted his ankle in gym class. That afternoon, his brother, another future Millsaps graduate, said, "You have to play the part. The costume fits you." So I learned the part in 3 days and did the Friday night performance. At that performance was a Millsaps actress, Claire Crawford, class of 1972. And she made a point to tell Lance Goss that this young actor was coming to Millsaps and to look out for him. 1 year later, Lance cast me in The Importance of Being Earnest, and I was a Millsaps player in the company of actors old and new. Now, as it turns out, the fledgling Mississippi Film Office attracted a movie to Natchez, and, all of us actors went down there and tried out. Well, that film turned out to be both my summer job and my film school. 2 years later, I'm sitting in Lance's office, and his phone rings, and I hear him say, "Well, I have just the person you need sitting right here in my office." It was another film, and I got my first speaking part. And 2 years after that, I was in London at Guildhall, the third Millsaps student in 6 years at one of the finest drama schools on the planet, where they were certainly wondering, who the hell is this Lance Goss guy? And what is this place, Millsaps College? My work on those earlier films led me directly to my job with the Mississippi Film Office and then to Los Angeles. And after 7 years, home again to the Film Office, where I worked with Craig Ray for a third of my career there and Nina Parikh for 2/3 of my career there, and I'm thrilled that they're here today. And in 2017, I retired as the longest-serving film commissioner in the history of North America. So, but now I have found my way back to the theater, to New Stage, to King Lear and Smith Park, to St. Luke at Galloway Church. Retired, too, as I say to all of my friends from back in the day, to what we set out to do 50 years ago, right here in this spot, in this place, on this campus, at this extraordinary college that empowered me and made possible a life. And it all started with a bad slide into second base in a Murrah gym class. A single moment led me to this place. If Steve Jenkins doesn't twist his ankle, I have no idea what my life looks like. But he did, and I'm here, and I have had a life and careers beyond my wildest dreams. Everything that happens matters. Every little thing that happens in your life leads it forward. Now, which path it takes is sometimes planned and sometimes capricious and sometimes kismet. The important thing, especially knowing the path is all those things, is to be ready, to seek a way, to be aware when the path appears, and to be prepared when the twists happen. If allowed, I could and would stand here and talk about Lance Goss and his influence on the trajectory of my life until next year's alumni program. As much as my parents, Edward Langhoff Sr. and Jane, supported my every endeavor and nurtured in me optimism and possibility and allegiance and service, it was Lance who provided a direction, the dream, if you will, the aspiration. And he did that for so many of us. And so, did many other professors here help me understand as much, and in so doing helped me explore and trust and aspire. Dan Heiss, with his astounding, sometimes bewildering insights into life and literature. Richard and Catherine Fries with their heritage cosmos, astonishing and shimmering in my young mind. And T.W. Lewis and Lee Rife with their commitment to the just and sacred. And Bob McIlvaine with his smooth, ruffling liberalism. And Jack Woodward and Dean Christmas and Lynn Pickett. And even Harper and Tommy, from whom we learned a lot more than just football. They all built my extraordinary, sprawling, ineffable experience here. They were excellence. They were all so smart and so knowledgeable and so infectious in it all. They encouraged each of us and believed in our capabilities and challenged us to be better, to do better. They all provided the understanding, the preparation, the confidence that I leaned on, the awareness and commitment and hope that I lean on every day. You know, beginning right here, well, not right here, but around here somewhere. But 51 years ago, and over all the decades since, I've sat in rooms with friends watching award shows, the Oscars, the Emmys, the Tonys, the Grammys. And sure, you dream about being up on that stage and thanking the people that got you there. Now, in case you're wondering, I never sat in a room with friends and dreaming about being selected the Millsaps College Distinguished Alumnus of 2024. Even the most narcissistic of actors wouldn't dream of being so presumptuous. But now that I'm here, I want to thank my parents and Lance and Karen and all of the teachers and classmates I shared a space with in my years here. To all of you for being here. And to everyone who has sat in rooms with friends and wanted to be able to stand on a stage and be thankful for the place and the people and the times that have made their lives so rich and meaningful. I thank you guys for this, and I thank you all for being here, and I thank this place for being here, so thank you.
What an inspirational evening. I'm going to ask that we give all three of our recipients one more round of applause. Please join us. All around the room, there are people who can show why Millsaps matters. And Joe, I appreciate you drawing attention to the fact that Millsaps matters because this is a place that changes young lives and then sends those changed lives out to make the world a better place. And I see that all over the place. Ward, it's been a real pleasure to get to know you a little better this weekend. I knew you a little bit from the Board of Visitors work that we've done, but it's astounding to me to see someone who's done so much, so well, attribute so much to this institution. It's inspiring. Thank you. Robika, I can't let the evening go without highlighting the ways that you, in many ways, forced us to make a better connection between our alums and the programs that we have on campus today. You're a big part of the reason that Alex Lawson is such a great mentor to our current students. And Debbie Good picked up that mantle right after you served as the Alumni Association president. Thank you. You will, through that contribution, continue to change lives at Millsaps. And Alex, I knew you were an impressive student when I met you in 2012, an understated, confident, poised young man, but wow. It's been a real pleasure to watch the transformation in your life, both personally and professionally. Thanks for sharing that back with our students. Now I'll get to the 3 minutes that you told me to take up. Congratulations to all of our Alumni Award recipients. We're excited to honor you and celebrate your achievements with your family and friends. As I look out into the audience and see so many honorees who've joined us, I feel a deep sense of gratitude to serve such a devoted and supportive community as the interim president. This year is particularly meaningful to me as I will be welcoming my older son, Alex, into the alumni family as he graduates this summer. So I offer you a personal word of thanks for all you've done to build and sustain the life-changing legacy of Millsaps College. Thank you. All of you, and so many that came before, have poured your love and service into Millsaps, shaping it into the place it is today. Your engagement fuels our vibrant community. I'm honored to be here with you as we work to make sure the best has yet to come for Millsaps. Congratulations again, Robika, Alex, and Ward. I hope that everyone will join us down the hallway for a reception, and I'd like to ask the award winners and their families to please remain for just a few minutes to take photographs. Thank you again for all you do for Millsaps College and for attending the 2024 Alumni Awards ceremony. Thank you.